Hello, everyone. Can you hear me? Okay. Okay, perfect. Okay. Yeah, I guess that we can start the lecture for today. First, okay, it's very nice to meet you all, and hopefully we're gonna enjoy our discussion. And during this lecture, I will mainly cover about two topics. Basically, they are the topics advanced by two of your members. And the first topic will be how to manage against prepared Fuseki, and the other one will be how to reduce moyo. And I'm going to talk about them one by one. And what I want to say before the lecture starts is, if there's any questions, you can actually ask. Let's say anytime during the lecture. I want everyone of you to actually let's say join our discussion actively. Okay, but some of the questions, if let's say it may take a bit time for me to explain, I may actually leave it for later because you know that after this lecture, we'll have a question and answer session. So yeah, but you are still welcome to actually ask anyone, okay? All right, okay, I guess we can start now. All right, so the first topic is about prepared Fuseki. And yes, about prepared Fuseki, let's first talk about the Fuseki actually. Can anyone tell me, as your understanding, what is the most important factor to play well in Fuseki? Can anyone answer that? Balance? So balance, I guess you mean like the balance between territory and influence. Is that right? How to use it? Okay. Okay. Comfort. Okay, comfort is interesting. I've never heard about. Oh, okay, yeah, I understand that in Chinese. So do not get tricked, something like that. Okay, so yeah, okay, so basically about not to get tricked, that is the part actually later we're gonna talk about. But okay, normally we say in Fuseki, just please remember one thing in your mind, and I think that is Lenin. Yeah, he actually answered, and to me that is the right answer. In Fuseki, there's just one thing, that is direction. So basically, you will always concentrate on in which direction that is the biggest, and you just play on that direction as your own understanding. Sometimes it may not be right, but doesn't matter. Just follow your own understanding and play in that way. Even if, for example, in one game you didn't do it right, you were gonna do it right gradually. Yeah, but just yeah, follow the right direction as your own understanding. That is okay. So no matter what kind of prepared Fuseki you are playing against, please never forget your let's say your main task is to play on the right direction. And mostly, if the prepared Fuseki from the opponent has nothing to do with any trick, then likely that has something to do with moyo. Normally, it's those kind of moyo strategy Fuseki, and so we are gonna start with some of those. All right. So we'll start off from Sarense. Okay. So when the opponent plays Sarense here on the right side, he has an obvious intention on he will gonna have a big moyo on the right, right? Okay, how many of you prefer to, let's say, prefer to let the opponent have a moyo, and how many of you would like to prevent the opponent to have a moyo? Okay, prevent. Okay, okay, so that's far majority, huh? So basically, now if you want the opponent to have a moyo. Ah, okay, George, you are the only different one, huh? Okay, I'm also that different one myself. I mean, I normally very much enjoy it when the opponent have a moyo. Later, yeah, let's say when we talk about moyo, yeah, I will actually give you some of my own game example. But okay, so to most of you, you do not want the opponent to have moyo, right? In that case, from the early game, yeah, for example, the opponent actually, this move 3, he has showed a clear intention. I want to have moyo. He told you about this very early in the game already. So your following game, your task is to prevent him to have a moyo. Okay? So we know that normally you're gonna keep his size limited, keep the size. Okay? And uh, okay, you may actually tell me about any move you worry about from the opponent, so he will gonna continue to have the moyo strategy, for example. Is there any move you worry about? Or, well, I quote from your words, you hate it. Nothing? Okay. Let me try. Okay. First, I will answer all 16, maybe. Okay, yeah, first I will answer all 16 because it look like this is a common problem for many, and I actually noticed many of my students, when they play Untitled, for example, yes, their opponent answer as all 16. Okay, I will answer all 16 first. Okay, so all 16, we just play a Fuseki then. So we just answer here. I guess you all know this Fuseki. So here, okay, we get to settle that corner, and I guess you worry about the opponent get this one. Is that right? Those who answered all 16, is this the picture you worry about? Uh, huh? Ah, okay, okay. So like this, okay? Hmm. Okay, to Galusi. Okay, so here I'll answer your this one first. Okay, in that this is not a picture you should worry about. Okay, because I hope you notice black has so many stones, but they are only limited on the right side. And it looks big, right? But remember how it look like. It's not reliable. Yeah, if we just rely on how it look like to, yeah, let's say, to judge is that person is a good person or not, very likely you are gonna call a police to arrest me. Yeah, but yeah, luckily that is not the case. We can't judge anything by how it look like. So here, I want you to imagine, okay, I will show a picture you might worry about, like this. So the whole right side is black territory, except the bottom right corner. Bottom right corner can still be invaded. Okay, it's easy to count how many points there. I guess that's not so difficult. Something like 50. I want to tell you like this, black has 50. I think 3 times 19 is 57, but the bottom right corner is still not black territory yet, so I would say around 50. Okay, that's fair because bottom right corner, Sansan is obviously open. Yeah, okay, so I would say about 50. Note, black has 50, black can hardly increase anymore. And actually, I want you to recall many of the games, yeah, probably some of the game you have played by yourself. So if let's say black has 50, at the end of the game, if black has 50, and so white has come in, right? Which means if white has something like 45, white wins, right? Okay. So yeah, how often do you have, let's say, at the end of the counting, you have 50 points and you win as black? Is that often? That's not very often, right? Normally, black will need more number than that. So why do you worry about this? Yeah, just think about this thing logically. It just looks big. And there's another, I think the pro has actually mentioned this, and I believe you know that. One piece of territory, no matter how big it is, can hardly win. Okay, about that 75 for comment, I just want to say, about that depends. That depends. It depends on what kind of game it is. I have read some pro game, and yeah, let's say there's one pro game left me deep impression because at the end of the game, let's say when playing user, that black player, not a professional from Korea, he doesn't have much time left, so he just hurriedly played the user. But before they enter the user, he roughly counted. He said, I have 110 points. I should be able to win, right? No, finally he lost by around 5. Yeah, it depends, entirely depends on what kind of game it is. Yeah, if it is, for example, already a big number. But there's rarely any cases we say black has 50 black wins. And that is why black will not going to defend his own territory passively like this. Remember, okay, here, when you say, I worry, it is fine. Everyone has worry. It's because yeah, we are human. We have our own feeling. But remember, you have to ask yourself, should I worry? Why? Why do I worry? You have to ask those questions, and the answer is supposed to be as specific as possible. So here, I answered the let's say white question here. White says, black has that many points, I worry. I answered that question with number. Number is the most reliable proof. So to tell you, should you worry or not? Okay, don't just rely on, it looks so big. Okay, I guess about this Q13 thing, that's clear. So Q13 normally wouldn't happen. Most likely, it will be like black extend here. Yeah, that's more like black strategy. Okay, and this is more like a moyo because, okay, remember what is moyo? Moyo is something that is big, and first it looks big, and second you count into it. You ask yourself a question: can I let it all be the opponent's territory? If you say it can all be his territory and I don't care, I just play elsewhere. It's all your territory. I win the game. That is not a moyo. Then that is not a moyo. Please remember this. Moyo is something that is really big, and so as your judgment, you have no choice but to enter, or at least reduce so to make its size smaller. That is moyo. Okay, in that case here, well, I guess we can hardly let black get all this, right? So, and also you guys have mentioned you want to prevent the moyo. This is your opportunity then. Okay, we just go in. Normally, yeah, let's say for those who hate the opponent to have moyo, just remember this. Once you enter relatively early, this game will not be a moyo game anymore. Why? Because here the opponent normally kick, right? Okay, so I just played another detective like this. So this white group is not very strong, but let's say in the future it can still be attacked. But we know this white group cannot be killed. Then what does black have? Black have like this area and probably part of this area. That's it. Nothing scary anymore, right? So he just has 2 parts like this. Moyo is gone. We are back to a normal game right away. You don't want to face to the opponent's moyo, just enter it relatively early. Normally not this early, no. Yeah, normally in the early game, yeah, this is actually another thing I should mention about weak groups. Normally, in a game, once you only have one big group that you need to manage, Even if it is relatively weak, normally you just concentrate on putting all your stones to take care of that one group. You should be fine. Yeah, you don't need to worry about it. But no, if you have more than one group at the same time, you have to manage, that can be difficult. So it is also important in managing the number of your weak group in an entire game. So here you can see white has a weak group, but just one. So it doesn't matter. But if you say, for example, if this group is just like this, and you say, I want to invade at A area, or I want to invade at B area, I suggest you to be a bit cautious, because then it means likely you're going to have two weak groups at the same time. That can be dangerous. Yeah, if you want to invade at A or B, you'd better take care of your current group. Make it in general safe first. Has multiple. Sure. Yeah, that's actually a good point. So here, yeah, his certainty is just looks big. It looks scary. There's so many invasion spots. You don't have to do anything. Yeah. So, but that will be the attitude. You say, I'm not gonna worry about your big moyo. You have a big moyo, but there's so many invasion spots. So even if you build it big, can you fix it all on those invasion spots? I will gonna invade you at the last minute. That is the attitude I'm gonna face to a moyo. So here, yeah, you don't have to do anything. Yeah, let's say this kind of situation, my favorite move is like this. Later, yeah, we're gonna talk about Chinese Fuseki, similar. Yeah, you just let him grow, because there's so many invasion spots. We know that no matter how big it is, it's not all yours. So you don't need to worry. Is that clear about maybe this one now? I'm not sure, because yeah, many of you have mentioned about this 016, and I know that. Can you wedge? You can, but you probably do not want it. Because if you wedge here, yeah, first you have the ladder, so you can wedge locally, but we're going to Atari here and connect like this, yeah, if we just play as Fuseki, you can see black is the one who intend to play moyo, and here you just give him more influence. And the black moyo will gonna expand also towards the top side. So can you do that? Yes, you can. But for example, on this relatively empty board, do you want to do it that early? I would say, for example, if left side and bottom side is covered already, and on the left side and the bottom, black doesn't have overwhelmingly, yeah, doesn't have any kind of dominating influence. You choose this wedge and you take the corner, give me influence. That might be considerable, but normally it shouldn't be on this kind of empty board. Okay. Okay, doesn't matter. Can we proceed to pincer now? I heard many of you mention pincer. So I will take this pincer as an example. Okay. Um, okay, I want to ask those who asked about pincer here. You are the ones. You are the ones who doesn't want the opponent to have a moyo, right? Just to confirm. As white, of course. Hello? Okay, 015. Okay. Well, okay. You like to just emit sunshine. All right. When you say you like to just emit sunshine, you are not afraid about your opponent potential big moyo. Okay. Okay. So most of you prefer invasion, but you also do not like moyo. You also do not like the opponent to have moyo. Okay, well, the first corner, you can invade the corner, it's fine. I remember, however, yes, I know, yeah, that I know. But remember, we'd better have a balance here. We'd better have a balance here. I mean, I can easily imagine your opponent might be the same kind of person as yours. And say he says, it's my moyo, it's all mine. Okay? I remember I was given a file about, let's say, how to invade the moyo example, and that example shows me the situation like this. And then I was asked how to reduce this moyo. I think, okay, let me maybe ask here. How many of you will gonna choose this sensor emission? As white here. Ah, okay. Okay, so many of you. So your strategy will be, I'm gonna take all the corners and your moyo is nothing. Am I right? Okay. Okay, I get it. If we get all the four corners, we win, right? I first about to answer this question. Normally, let's say in the early game, you get all the corners, especially if you are white. That is normally a danger sign if the opponent didn't do anything wrong. Yeah, normally in order to make the game easier, even if you are a very territorial player, after taking the three corners, you're normally supposed to leave the last corner to the opponent in order to make the following game relatively easier. So about that for four corners, that is the thing. I want to comment. You don't want to make it extremely difficult to you, because you can easily face to this kind of situation. I hope you can imagine you have four corners. Yeah, that means if the opponent doesn't do anything wrong, you are giving the opponent what we call a global moyo, a huge one. And then you will say, that moyo is big, I don't care, I'm gonna invade it and I'm confident to live. I want to tell you, then the task you are facing to is a lot more complicated than you live inside it. Yeah, it can easily be you need to manage your weak group to live well. You have to counter at the same time. So to make sure the opponent will not gonna attack you and get the rest of his moyo as territory, then you will not gonna have enough because the moyo is too big. I guess you heard me clearly. That is why normally after you have three corners, you'd better consider about the balance of the board, and so you do not want to get the last corner. Well, how does moyo mean global moyo? Okay, please note, yeah, earlier, yeah, let's say I was answering the question about in case you take all the four corners first. If in every single corner variation, you choose to take the inside and you are giving away the opponent's influence, that naturally means the opponent will have too big a moyo. And that is called, yeah, and what is a global moyo? Global moyo means let's say, imagine every single stone taking influence, and so they all work together to, let's say, to actually form a moyo. That is a global moyo. So every single stone together. It can be a local moyo. For example, here, I still come here. This is, in theory, we may call it a local moyo because left side, yeah, black still may play stones on the left side, right? Left side stones may not have anything to do with the right side. So this is a local moyo. That's not a global moyo. A global moyo means all the cornerstones working together to form a moyo. That kind of moyo is really scary. Yeah. Okay, yeah, let's talk about this one. So if many of you want to take two corners, yeah, take those two corners. This is actually a question, let's say one of your members has given to me. How to reduce this? Yeah, actually now we basically combine, let's say, how to manage against the prepared Fuseki and how to reduce moyo together. So I noticed someone mentioned M10. Okay, about M10 here. In case if black gets answer, are you confident to win? You are confident to win, okay? Okay, I want to tell you here we can have a counting, and then you know the current situation already. Basically, I guess I guess you agree now. Red side is black territory, right? Red side below line O, that is the vertical line, line O, that is already black territory. Am I right? Do you agree with it, or you think? Okay, good. Okay, and then we can already count below line O. How many points does black have? Well, that's after all just one territory, so we don't have to worry about it too much yet. So black on the red side is something like 55, maybe? Yeah, about 55, I would say. Okay, and the white has two corners, let's say in total like 20. Normally in Fuseki, each corner we count it as 10. So let's say white, two houses on the left, each considered as 10. Okay, plus common. So let's say white probably have like 45. So as for solid territory, white is behind by 10, right? Okay, but white has two houses. White on the left side has more potential. Yeah, that is an advantage from white. But white has also a disadvantage. Never forget, when we count, we should actually include, okay, yeah, this is something you should keep it in mind. You need to count solid points, potential points, weak groups, cutting points, weak shapes in the center. Those are the minus value. And so, yeah, you need to also count those minors. So here, as for the minus part, you can see white has M10. That is a weak stone, or let's say potentially a weak group that you do not want to die. So there, that is white minus. White has more potential on the left, but white also has a big minus in the center. This is a situation black is leading already. I guess this is clear. And here, actually, as black, I simply answer at O10. Black doesn't have to answer at O10. Black can, for example, directly attack. Okay, I guess this is clear. So I'm not saying this image is bad. This image is probably proper. If white simply just want to get the balance of the board as for points, white probably we're gonna do this. But like this, you know, this is way too difficult for white. So I'm not saying that earlier that O10 is unreasonable. Sorry, this M10 is unreasonable. This M10 is probably reasonable, but you can see then white is behind. So the problem here is this evasion. You can't ignore this black red side moyo anymore by evading another coin. So here you have to balance the board by jumping out. Even though I noticed that many of you doesn't like this. Yes, you have to, no choice. And so here, yeah, okay, to be honest, yeah, okay, just to let you know, I'm also a territorial player myself. I also like to take corners first. But here, you know, as a Go player, we always face to this kind of situation. we are facing two choices that we do not like. I hate this one, I don't like that one either. So which one we should choose? We have to pick one, let's say one of those that we dislike. And we find out which one is actually slightly acceptable, slightly more acceptable. Yeah, so please remember, when you say, this one I don't like it, or even I hate it, please remember that is not the reasoning you deny a choice or you deny a variation. Because it could easily be all the variations are bad. And sometimes I know that, yeah, when I review my students' game, this happens often as when one denied a choice that he disliked, he has chosen a worse one. And he didn't even debate with himself. Do I really like it or not? And is this good or not? No debating. And why do I choose this? Just simply because I hate the other one. So your dislike anything is not the reasoning of making any choice. I hope this is clear. Okay. And can we think about R6? So, okay, I have seen this in some of my students' game before. It's possible, you'd better know, however, because black has so many surrounding stones, you'd better prepare for what if black we're gonna fight against you like this. Yeah, so if here black just play Fuseki, I would say it's possible. Although, okay, if black play Fuseki, you still should actually prepare for like this. You have to face to this kind of big moyo. Yeah, it is actually a similar situation if you gonna, yeah, if black play Fuseki. But here actually the major topic will be how about if black takes Sansan and say if you're gonna zoom in, I'm gonna fight against you. You can see black has more surrounding stones, so this can be difficult. Okay. Um, P5 and then we hope we fight a while. Well, that is an attitude if you really have no choice. But you know, normally in Go, the rational way is supposed to be you want to put yourself into a battlefield. If you have to enter a war, you want yourself to be in a positive position. So potentially you're gonna gain. Rather than, I know I'm in a negative position, but I'm not somebody, I'm great. So I can do something others cannot make. So let's imagine I'm Superman and I can manage something great. I will do it. Let's better not think about it that way. Okay, so here P5 and hope. This is not a good way to think about it because then basically you are gambling. Just to say that is about that, and okay about this one. So you say like this. I'm not gonna face two pieces. I would say this is a good idea. Yeah, this is a good idea. So like this, you already have reduced the size of black moyo. Yeah, by doing this, and there's no way for black to actually pincer you. That's correct. And in pro game, you will notice actually here black normally play this one, and the next move you may consider what you should do now. Should you invade or should you maybe continue enhancing yourself? Because here, if we think about the future can easily be you invade the right side, you will have weak group. They're gonna attack you while getting some stones in the center, and then invade, for example, from around A to threat this stone. So if you think about the future, you may say before the invasion, I'd better just enhance B first. Yeah, but this is a great idea. Yeah, this idea, I have to say, I very much like it. But if you still want to invade here, okay, I strongly recommend you to get out. Mm, I believe this question is about like this, and in the future, black approach at F17. At this moment, if we just talk about this one at this moment, okay, if we say like this, not quite, because here you can see black, that one space extension himself is actually insecure still, and white get to jump into the center first. So if we compare black that group, and okay, if we compare group A and group B here, white is not in any disadvantage. Likely white is in slight advantage actually, because white get out first. So if we just talk about now, white doesn't need to worry about it yet. The problem is, if white here at this moment, white say, I'm going to invade the right side, very likely black will going to have some stones around the center, and then, let's say, to invade around there can be a real threat. Aha, okay. Okay, yeah, so I guess about this one, we can proceed now. So here, in this case, please jump. Do not let yourself to face to this kind of situation, because in this kind of situation, either you do things unreasonably, and then, yeah, okay, I quote, you do things unreasonably and hope in a negative fighting, we're gonna be out all right. Then that's gambling. Or if you play reasonably, you are behind. You might actually still eventually at the end win the game, but that must be the opponent has done something wrong. You don't want to put yourself in this kind of situation that, okay, so after actually like 20 moves, you are actually already behind. Can you play M4 instead of jump? Yes, possible. Yes, so M4 is an idea. So if you say you do not want the opponent to steal you in, and you want to try something fresh, so you play M4, possible. You'd better, however, then have a concrete game plan for example, Ihane, I guess you will not be here. And then, for example, in Tiger, what is your plan next? Yeah, once you have a plan here against the black, yeah, black is moyo, that's possible. Q6 and fight. Q6 is not like fighting. Q6 is actually Fuseki. Yeah, I would say it is possible. For example, I have seen a Fuseki variation of this. Yeah, so then card here, and Nobi, it's possible. Yeah, so I still like this moyo is gone, so it's possible. Just do not just take the corner and let black steal in, and he will gonna have that kind of moyo. Okay, about this, yeah, this corner is actually a Joseki variation, and of course, for example, black may also block from here. Yeah, and so here it will gonna come to another possible Joseki. And yeah, normally, but here I don't think black will gonna choose this, because this is actually black stones will are mostly at the bottom, which is actually an opposite direction from his original moyo. Well, you play Go, you have to be a good planner. Just imagine you are the president. Yeah, you have to plan for the entire nation all the time. Yeah, you definitely have to be a good planner. Like this, moyo is not completely gone, but you can see here, there, yeah, between those two stones, there is a hole. So is at least for now not a moyo, and even if, for example, black cost a stone here, well, do you think this thing is scary to you? Because it's only in the center now. So even if black get one, it's not very scary to you, or you don't have to consider about it is too big, so I have to invade. Once you don't have to think about it in that way, the moyo is gone. I wouldn't. I wouldn't play Pina as white, but yeah, if for example, you play as white, if you want to play Pina, I wouldn't say it's small. Yeah, it is a big move. Just I wouldn't because I've told you I'm territorial player. I prefer the opponent to have moyo, or I prefer him to have this kind of influence. Q2. Okay, not Q2 yet. Definitely not Q2 yet. Because your three stones at the bottom can still have some RD. For example, okay, first, if you do not harness at Q2, the opponent wouldn't harness at R2, right? Which means Q2 is your right. It's just like money in your bank. You can actually take it anytime. It can hardly be stolen by anyone. So it is basically your money already. And the second, why you shouldn't take it now? For example, in the future, we might play a move at A, for example. That's black need to answer now. Black, we're gonna worry about if white empty triangle and run out of those three stones. Then black, that original, that strong tiger shape, that group can be attacked. But I want you to imagine if this thing is done, and now white come to reduce at A, very likely black will not gonna answer you because you escape those three stones. It's just the points. Black can actually connect anytime at the bottom without capturing your three. I hope that's clear. So you do not want to harness at Q2 too early because of those two reasons. If you say, if I do not harness at Q2, the opponent will gonna immediately harness at R2, and his R2 harness is his selling. Well, in that case, you have to harness from here, even though there was actually the reasoning I have mentioned earlier. But here you have no choice but to harness. But here, yeah, R2 is not his selling. You are not in any hurry. Okay, I guess this is clear. Okay, I'm sorry, I have to proceed because this is actually just the first Fuseki I'm gonna talk about. I believe I have prepared quite a few. Okay, so let's say here, when we come to second say, I believe, okay, so basically this is actually the logic. Normally, this kind of Fuseki, let's say those kind of relatively famous Fuseki, you may not really have, let's say, the full knowledge about all the variation that may happen, but normally this kind of Fuseki, his intention is he just made an announcement very early in the game that he want to have a moyo. That's what black said by playing Q10. Then you just should ask yourself, do I like it to let him have a moyo or not? If you do, well, you can let him, and then just invade later. And before that, you just take more territory, make everywhere solid. Make everywhere solid. That's important. Make everywhere solid so to make sure later when you invade, you only have one weak group you need to care about. Yeah, but yeah, so that is the case. If you say I don't care about you have a moyo. If you do care, then first limit his size. Make sure this moyo will not be way too big, and then let's say if you do worry about it, then invade relatively early. So you will have one big group, but the opponent surrounding doesn't have that many stones to support the attacking. You won't suffer too much, and then it can easily come to this kind of game. Yeah, earlier I have mentioned. So we are basically back to a normal game. There's no moyo. I guess this is clear. Okay, good. If this is clear, let's have a practice on the second example, all right? So yeah, Chinese basically is a similar idea as Sanrenzi. Okay, so as yeah, consider we already know black want a moyo here. So how we should fight against it? You don't need to have any knowledge. Just remember the direction, the idea, and the direction enough. Yeah, I can see O17, I can see G3, yeah, N4, yes, R14, okay, O17, I'm sorry, R14 is okay, the rest is correct. R14 is the only one I need to comment. Because, okay, remember, no matter what you do, or no matter what kind of idea you have, let's say yeah, we still need to follow the normal Fuseki principle or normal Fuseki theory. So here, you're supposed to do anything. For example, yeah, let's say here, yeah, yes, yeah, some of you mentioned about this one. You are playing on a really wide side, a wide area. In Fuseki, you are gonna play on a relatively wide area, no matter where you play. So here, at the bottom, yeah, this one is good. Yeah, this N4 is good. To approach here is good. To play this game is good. You are playing on the wide side. And this is not one you want to play at because this is a relatively narrow one. You can see there's R9 still. So here, you intentionally play on the relatively narrow area. Of course, like this, your opponent moyo is gone, but now you're behind. Because you made yourself to play on the narrow area intentionally in the early game. That's why this R14 is the only one I need to comment. The rest, they are open. I guess that's clear? Yeah, okay. Okay, basically, Chinese and Sanrensi, they are similar and considered. I'm sorry, yeah, I'm already behind the schedule. Yeah, I mean, as my planned schedule, I will proceed from here. And so, Chinese and Sanrensi, they are similar. I will skip this one and I will go to the next one. Okay. So so I was told, let's say the one who has advanced about prepared Fuseki mentioned about, let's say this Kobayashi's Fuseki. This is your favorite. Okay. Okay. So you have some problem against this? Doesn't matter. Okay, so basically, I want to tell you, yeah, this kind of thing. Did you notice your opponent? Actually, he didn't play on the right side, but he played 3 moves in a row at the bottom. So basically, his idea is similar. I want to have a moyo at the bottom. He made an announcement so early. Question, do you want to let him or not? Okay, George, I will answer you first. In that case, okay, my my easy advice will be do not approach the bottom right. Yeah, if you really think you might be in trouble, yeah, in any trouble, you don't have to approach at all. For example, yeah, I remember in my games as white, I actually quite often I just approach from here. You don't have to approach. Yeah, so for example, he jump here, and he'll gonna do this. Well, let him. Yeah, this is the way. You let him have a moyo. No, yeah, that's why I asked that question. Do you like it when your opponent have such a moyo? And then you are the one who need to deal with it and invade, for example. Do you have any trouble here? Do you? Yeah, then let it be. Then yeah, then you can definitely just let it be. You just do your own rhythm. In theory, we say Shimari with double wings is really ideal. I want to tell you, even at the top pro game, that never decide again. So why do you care? It's just feels good, but feeling will not gonna decide the game. It is a score at the end that decides. So you don't need to worry about it. Okay, so this is the case. If you say, I like him to have more, I don't care. You can also say, I do. You can also say, I do. I don't want this opponent to have such a big moyo. I think some of my friends, yes, they are Chinese professionals. Yeah, they just say, Jeff, you can play here. And then the opponent play this one, right? Okay, you just extend, and that extension has nothing to do with the bottom right structure. Actually, you just naturally, yeah, continue like this. I guess, Jamie, you are talking about in case if you are black, and then the opponent invade at n3, n4 there, right? Right after you play k4, you get the structure. Or okay, yes, okay. In that case, you don't need to worry once again, because, okay, if you remember earlier what I said, normally in Fuseki, we're supposed to play on the wide side. So for example, here, where white should play top side, right side, they are the top choices. Left side is slightly too narrow. It is already not that good a choice. And here, your opponent chooses to play at the bottom. That is the most narrow area in Fuseki. So you have get already. Do you understand me? Okay. Okay. Oh, okay. So I'm sorry. Yeah, suddenly too many lines. I can't read it that fast. I will first answer Q6 R5 exchange. About that, okay. If if you say I play here, yeah, white play here, and the black will gonna promise me he will gonna just play the Shimari, and I get the approach. I want to tell you, I want this deal. Yes. Question is, don't you worry about he will gonna just one move directly extend here. This is something you would worry about. So he will gonna skip a move at the bottom right and waiting for your invasion. So for example, he will gonna make a moyo like this. Yeah. So here, yeah, here I'm giving an advice about how to prevent the opponent to have a moyo. Okay. We already know that according to Mr. Gosagan, a shoulder and a black push, this kind of exchange towards Shimari is not necessarily a bad exchange. It can be good, depends on in the future, let's say in this game, what may happen. So that is not bad, and you also get to prevent black to have a moyo, and you get a natural continuation here. So that is why I want to play like this. Yeah, it is not for, yeah, you are playing the, yeah, like this. Let's say those stones very far away is not to serve for Q6, it's the opposite. Q6 is to serve for white natural continuation in the Fuseki. Yeah, okay. Okay, so about this Fuseki, I guess you'll be away from the trouble in the future, George. Yeah, either way, it is fine. Yeah, you just say, I do not know about the variation in case if I play, yeah, that's normally what happens in games. If I play this one and then like for example shoulder and then the Juseki, well, then I will say you don't have to play it. And I want to tell even for example like this, you don't have to you don't have to join their party. You can just easily do this, hit block. Okay, so here it is basically you made this kind of exchange. I want to tell once again, it's not necessarily bad. Imagine if in the future, for example, on the right side, it can be your territory. You need to make it happen. I hope you can make it happen. Then your this exchange makes sense. You are actually protecting your right side territory, although you are giving him more influence for the bottom. But your move makes sense. So like this, it's not necessarily bad. It's just one exchange in Fuseki. One exchange in Fuseki, this kind of random exchange, it highly depends on, in the following game, are you able to transfer it to a good exchange to you, or not a bad exchange to you? So here, if you are able to transfer the red side to be your territory, it's not a bad exchange at all. And if, for example, like this, black bottom can be flat, then black then that Q5 stone is not very useful either. But there's so many if, and can you make it happen? And that will gonna cause a small difference. Oh, okay. Yeah. So here, there's nothing to worry about. If you say, I do not know Fuseki, it's so easy to solve. Actually, once you just play on the right direction, locally you can let him get it. Okay, I guess about this one is clear. So let's then proceed. Okay, and okay, then we come to this kind of mini Chinese, and so mini Chinese or micro Chinese, they are similar. Yeah, they are actually similar. So basically, I guess let's still follow what George has mentioned here. Yeah, so you worry about, for example, if white approach, white separate from here, you may not know about things like this, for example, and you also worry about what if black play this kind of shoulder or this kind of attach, right? I guess, am I right that this is what you worry about? This is true Fuseki. Okay, I don't know that. Well, R9 is a possibility, yes. If you review program, you will notice this is a variation normally happens pretty often in the mid 90s or late 90s, I think. Yeah, that's possible. But if this is what you worry about, doesn't matter. No, you don't play this one. Yeah, you don't have to play this one. You can just approach here, for example. Question: do you worry about the opponent have this kind of double wins? If you don't, then that's not a problem. Yeah, once you are confident on managing against the moyo. And if you say, I don't want the opponent to have a moyo, for example, yeah, that's also not difficult. I give a simple one. We approach the corner rather close. So we are saying you don't answer, next I'm gonna attach and cross cut. My stone is really close to your corner. Normally in this case, black will have to answer. Then you kick and extend. We are back to a normal game. You don't need to prepare anything. You don't need to deal with any knowledge. You don't have to have anything. You can just play. Yeah, and in this way, black will not have a moyo. This is in case if you say, I don't like the opponent to have a moyo, and so I'm not going to just play, let's say, the move that is away from this structure. Okay, then just like this. I guess this is clear. Okay. Why R5 exchange? Okay. You don't have to exchange that, but then in the future, when black get this one, you feel painful about the function of your that Q6, right? That Q6 is basically floating. Yeah, and that's one factor. Another factor can easily be black invade here. And so like this, black can actually separate you. But imagine if earlier there was such an exchange, and now it's white move. I guess this is clear too. Yeah, so the major function is actually, let's say, to prevent black assault like this. That's a major function. Okay, yeah, I guess this is clear. Then we're gonna proceed. Okay, so they are my examples about the prepared Fuseki, but those famous ones. And we know that there are also some other prepared Fusekis that actually happens rarely in program or probably never happens in program, but they have their specific intention still, and they are the one here, let's say on the second part of prepared Fuseki that I want to mention. Have anyone of you seen this one before? Yeah, you have seen this. Yeah, I guess some of you have seen this one. Uh, aha, okay, I get it. Yes, so here, this kind of Fuseki, it looks weird because if white, for example, I just approach from here, that stone is a full space extension. So what is black intention here? We need to understand the opponent's intention before we take any action against it. Do you understand his intention? Anyone may guess? He can develop the side. Okay. So you think like this, white is uncomfortable or is L15? Let's say you play here, just answer. Okay. Okay, here I have a question. First, is white very weak? And second, as black, do you like this kind of distance yourself? Because now, if white that group is in general fine, that distance can be a trouble to black himself. Hmm. You would be happy as black here. Why? Just because white is narrow and black feels wide. Okay, R15 is a potential problem black has to face too. That's one. I hope you notice K16 is another potential problem black has to face too, although it doesn't work for now. But sooner or later, black has to face too. So black, it looks like black is so broad and black occupies so many important spots first. Never forget, okay, I hope you will never forget, big is not necessarily good because big at the same time means empty. And so small is not necessarily bad. Small means it's solid. So this white shape is solid. White is so wide, it's so broad, and so it is relatively weak. Statement of intentions. I would rather say Fuseki is about, as let's say in general, as your understanding, what is the biggest and you play on the right direction. And also that is a preparation for the middle game. And for starting from the middle game, our main concentration will be on minus value. And when we talk about minus value, we're going to talk about weak groups, cutting points, weak shapes in the center. And that is the concentration in the middle game. And so if you say you want to get a dominating position in the middle game, you may want to get a relatively stronger shape. And so in the middle game, you're gonna benefit on attacking from the opponent minus value. Or you can also stand on the opposite side. I take more points first, and then you're gonna endure from the opponent attacking on those kind of minus value, and if you are confident that will be less than you have earned earlier, yeah, then yeah, that should be your choice. Normally, I'm the second kind. The right, the top right, after right approach to. Okay, so uh-huh. Okay, let's talk about this one. So here, okay, I will first answer this N17 and then I will answer about Tanuki, all right? Uh, okay, so here, okay, I should tell, as my understanding, black play this K17 Fuseki, very likely this is actually black intention. Black is saying, well, I pincer here. If white fight against me, see, on the top side, I already have a two space extension. You are the only weak group here as white. I'm already fine. That's basically what black said here. So this is a setup at K17 against this move. That, yeah, to me, that is his intention. Okay, but now our topic is how to fight against it. No, you can't approach there because you approach there, you already have a prevented the opponent Shimari. To approach is not wrong. Question is how you gonna manage next? How you gonna manage next? Locally, okay, so yeah, you can look at it locally or globally. Yeah, yeah, let's say I would say, yeah, two possible ways. Change the direction, how? Or which direction do you want? Okay, I noticed George has mentioned R13, P16, and R10. Yeah, so like this, basically you say, well, that area you dominate, but it's fine. I turn to the right side, and like this, are you still proud of your this two space extension on your relatively strong top right? This is a good idea. It's just like this. When white play here, you should actually prepare. Likely black wouldn't just simply press here. Black will probably kick. Still, however, you don't need to care about it. So all what you need to do here is to make sure K17 is relatively inefficient. His intention is to make K17 more efficient. Your intention is to make it less efficient. That's it. Okay, so I would say this is a good idea. And you can also do as, yeah, so let's say counter, yeah, let's say counter pincer is an idea. You can also do it, yeah, this is something normally what I do. I just kind of tanuki. Because like this, I don't want to play two space extension here. I want to put my stone here. Yeah, this is my idea normally. So normally, in this kind of case, normally I just tanuki. But still, the idea is the same. So here, are you still proud of this K17 structure yourself as black? Okay. You will mess up about the ugly. You can hardly do because unless black add a move there now, you can always leave in the corner either by wedge or to push in. It is black who all move there. As white, you don't need to worry. This is basically his trouble. And you don't even have to do A or B yet. You just play other big spot on the board at a year. Just let's say for now. Yeah, so first, normally in this kind of move that it look like he has a specific setup. Yes, you first find out what does he want. So you normally, yeah, for this move cannot possibly be wrong because you are approaching a corner and you are not pincer. Consider that K17 is a full space extension. So your approach here is not wrong. You first test what is the opponent thinking about. By doing this, when he pincer here, his intention is clear. He wants you to do something locally and fight because he already has a two space extension. Then we do not fight. Just think about any possibility. You do not fight and let him control that stone. And you'd better actually force him to control that stone. So this is a way to force it. This is a way kind of to force it. But yeah, in general, force it. to force him to play around P16. And then he has a strong shape there, then K17 is inefficient. It is actually similar as, okay, I'd like to, for now, come back here. That's actually the similar idea as Chinese Fuseki, because Chinese Fuseki is saying, see, this move is more efficient than Shimari. Why? I don't need to do Shimari here. You dare not approach, right? Because if you approach here, I already have a 3-space pincer against your this approaching, and I can directly fight right away. That's the design of Chinese Fuseki. So how does white manage that? I'm not gonna approach from there. I approach from the other side. So like this, like this, we wouldn't say that R9 is inefficient, but it is just a normal move, nothing special. It is actually similar. So once you do not fall to it, to make this move at the most just a normal move, or if possible, an inefficient move, then his Fuseki idea has failed already. Is that understandable? Okay. All right, okay, let's come back here. I hope I can still find the tree. Sorry, it's the next. Well, that just means you get some kind of a tactical advantage. For example, if like this, I'll just show this variation, for example. Like this, I will say one of his moves is relatively inefficient. And I want to tell you, if starting from here, black, every single move, I wouldn't imagine that's possible. If black, every single move in the falling will be correct, I'm quite sure white will lose the game. Because, let's say, I have never seen anyone just play the one move inefficient. The following moves are all correct and he loses. And just because of this one small mistake. That's kind of impossible. We are human. We are gonna make a lot of mistakes in a game. So this one, just to give you some, let's say, just to give you a small advantage. That's it. I'm sorry, you can't see how B lives. I would say B is similar to A, because if you play at B, he will gonna connect at A. You push into Sansan. Right? B, A, Sansan. You're gonna occupy the corner. It's difficult to say you're gonna die. Then you just put an A and Atari, you get out. You are not alive locally, but you get to escape. And also in that way, you're gonna hurt his top side, that two space extension. I don't think that's what black want. And well, if you say that's possible, you wedge at A, it can come to actually something similar, because you wedge at A, he Atari from the outside, you connect at B, he can also block at Sansan, and that will come to something similar. But I'm saying, okay, if you say in special situation, is that possible from black? So black say, I take away your base, you get out, but you cannot run too far, because I have the center, for example, some stones to support me, so I'm gonna kill it. Is that possible? Yes, it is. So about B and A, you'd better watch out timing. You can't do that way too late. Okay, so this is about this setup. Okay, I guess this is clear. I'm gonna show the very last setup. No, I don't think it's this one. Okay. I'm sorry, give me a minute, because there are so many variations. I lost my case. This one, yes. Have any of you seen this one before? This Fuseki. Aha! Okay, some of you have seen it. Okay, so look like a trap, yes. Yeah, just from how it look like, there's a conspiracy. Because black, this K5 is basically an invitation. Please play Q3. Aha. Okay, so here, this is an invitation. Black invite us to play at Q3. Let's see what his conspiracy is, all right? Yeah, this kind of thing is just a typical, it's a symmetric play. His idea is basically, we are gonna play at Q3. He play as if nothing has happened. He just play cable. And as white, normally white here, we're gonna play this attachment in the corner variation. You're gonna choose the most complicated one. And when we jump from here, okay, as Fuseki jump here, now we see the problem because now he has an active stone at K4 there. So if we just completely follow Fuseki here, now we are trapped because at the bottom he doesn't need to defend the cutting point anymore. Things like this, he has defended already. This is his planning. All right. Okay, doesn't matter. Okay, earlier I showed this is black planning, but most likely without anyone tell you, especially you are just playing a game, black play like this, you have no idea what the hell he's planning for, right? Very likely that is the case. Yeah, then what are you gonna do? Okay, I want to tell you there are two ways, but actually they are similar. Okay, normally please remember, facing to anything weird, you'd better have some alert in your mind. You may not know what exactly the opponent is planning for, but definitely please keep it in your mind. The most obvious move is exactly what he wants. So you're not gonna play the most obvious move. Then basically his plan is gone. So first, for example, here, he's inviting us to play at Q3, right? What if we don't? For example, we just play here. Okay, like this. He hardly has any choice. He normally has to take the corner. We play the two space extension here. We are fine, and look at the position here. Isn't it kind of stupid? Yeah, okay. If you say you ignore it, that is fine, but very likely, the opponent will gonna keep that area empty for a while to still hoping for you to enter there. So you didn't completely answer the question. Yeah. So here, yeah, let's say once you do not play exactly the most obvious move that he wanted, basically, I don't know what kind of plan he can possibly have. Because your two space extension is fine. And then why does he want to play a stone at K4? Yeah, like this, his plan is destroyed, right? Okay, and I like the other plan too, as we can play Q3. When he play here, we tanuki. Yeah, for example, we just approach from here. And then we ask him, how do you plan to manage this? Okay, he may actually just continue as Fuseki. He say, I'm gonna go kill this. Okay, then we just get extension on the right side. Here, okay, I want you to look at this. Actually, on the whole board, it is in general normal, but why the hell black want to extend here from his bottom right area that is relatively strong and he only plays 3 space extension? Why does he want to do that? Isn't that move inefficient? Normally, this is the case when the opponent has anything specific has prepared. Your intention eventually is to make his strange move inefficient. Once you can make it inefficient, your solution is good. So like this, his K4 is inefficient. Earlier I showed that variation. Here. Like this, his K4 is also inefficient. Once we make it inefficient, we solve it. And then his conspiracy doesn't matter anymore. Did you see that? He has planned it so well once. Yeah, as once you just play those two moves, we come to that Fuseki. Okay, you are in my trap. What if we don't? And we don't even need to know that is his plan. We just do not play the most obvious move. That's it. Any weird phenomenon behind it, that's normally conspiracy. So we don't need to know what exactly it is the conspiracy is. We will just be away from it. Like this, I guess, yeah, let's say, for example, we say, for example, Sanrenzi, Chinese, Mini Chinese, Kobayashi Fuseki, those famous ones, actually, those ones, you can have some knowledge from the pro game and then you play against it. But if you don't, you just play on the right direction, you're fine. Here, this is actually harder because this is actually the opponent some intentional setup, and you can hardly get anything, even from the professional games. But it doesn't matter because the opponent play weird moves. When those kind of weird moves happen in Fuseki, you just tell yourself, there is a conspiracy, I should be away from the most obvious move. His preparation is not doing anything. This is basically, I would say, my best recommendation against any kind of prepared Fuseki. You will never be tricked. Okay, in that case, I guess about the prepared Fuseki, this part, I'm gonna finish here, okay? I can see that I have already exceeded my plan for like 25 minutes. Okay, so if you don't mind, I'm gonna enter the next chapter. That is how to reduce moyo. No problem. Okay, I'm gonna enter the next chapter. Okay, so earlier I have already mentioned a little bit. I have talked about moyo. Okay, please never forget, whenever we talk about moyo, first it needs to be a moyo. First, it needs to be a moyo. If that's not even a moyo, you don't have to do anything against it. Then, okay, how do you define if it is a moyo or not? Just ask yourself the question. Do I need to do anything against it, either evasion or reduction? If not, you don't need to do anything, okay? So I'm gonna start with, let me see. I think this is the one. No, this is not the one, sorry. Yeah, I'm gonna start from this example. This is the example, yeah, let's say one of you have advanced to me, and basically here the question is, how to invade black this moyo? I have a question. Where is black moyo? Yeah, this black thing, I was told there's a moyo. Where is it? M12? Is M12 big? Okay. Okay, here actually it refers to actually a whole board judgment. Here basically this is the real question. Sometimes, okay, because here we are already in the second half of the game. We can easily say something if we don't consider about the situation. This is big, that is small. But in the second half of the game, it's not up to your own intention anymore. There's always a question. Can we win it? Yeah, so here, let's say, I don't care if that I'm certain area is big or small. If we do not enter it, can we win it? This is actually the real question in this kind of game. That's the first. And the second, in theory, please never forget. When it is only center, no matter how big it look like, it can easily be small. The real moyo normally is one that relies on at least one side as its core area to expand. So here, black is nothing. To me, in general, is center. Yeah, as white, if just for this, I would say white should probably do like this, because side is big, center is not. Yes, okay. So here, this is actually about situation. Yeah, I was given on this board. Seriously, how many points does white have? If you say this is a situation, white cannot allow black to have the center, so white has to do things like this. I can tell you, white has already lost the game. Because even if you invade here, you can take away part of the center. What if white get h17? You still lose. Oh, okay, I'm sorry, Jamie. That is a bad idea. I'm sorry, that is a bad idea. We are playing online games. Eventually, it is to serve for in case, especially in the future when you play in real life tournament against other people, and then you have no such to rely on. Yeah, that is definitely a bad idea. And also, yeah, so on KGS, I guess that's called estimator. That can easily be inaccurate. Okay, that's not fun. Yeah, Go is supposed to be a game you play against people in real life because that's not just a playing. There's also communication and also let's say making friends, for example. Yeah, that's real Go. Just playing online is not fun. Hmm. Okay, but yeah, let's say if regardless about the situation, I'd guess that's the one who advanced to me about this situation. That's what he meant. Then I should tell here, black this structure mainly it is in the center. Why do you worry about center? Center is never big. In general, center is not big. So in general you don't need to worry about center. So here, yeah, side is big. Yeah, you can just go to the side. Or that side can be big, this side can also be big. You don't need to worry about center at all. Because, okay, for example, I can just give an example. If you say, I'm gonna make this center territory, as black, you will need to add a stone here, right? If you add a stone here, and you say, this is my territory, then it's inevitable, for example, when I come here, will you answer? I guess you need to answer me, right? When I come here, I guess you need to answer me. And then when I play here, you need to answer me. How much do you really have there? Is that really big? And look at what is surrounded here. I mean, as an expansion from this, yeah, from the left side, how much is this? So you don't need to worry about center. Because center territory, naturally, just imagine center is a box in the center like that. He has a 4 sides. He has 4 sides there. And let's say even normally, let's say there will be two sides that is relatively open. Even if you say that is my territory, I have closed it. It's inevitable the opponent will have a forcing move from the outside to benefit. And those benefits, yeah, those forcing move itself values. That is something you have to take it into account. Rather than I play here, I get that many points. Okay, that's the reason I started from here. Because here, when black plays this one in the center, it looks big, but it's only center. Then it is not big. You need to have this kind of judgment. So this is not even a moyo from, yeah, let's say in other words. It's not. Yeah, because you don't even need to invade it. You don't need to invade it. Then it's not moyo. It's small. And here, actually, if I were black, I wouldn't consider to play this move itself, and I wouldn't consider to play Tengen next because they are small. Okay, that's a good question. F13 can be possible, and F13 can be big because if black get F13, that is a real moyo for it is an expansion from the left side. And if black get that thing there together with the center, the more important thing is not the center, it is the left side will all be black territory. So that's why here I said this move is big, but actually white probably should also consider this one. So to take away the side. Yeah, I hope you'll see that. This moyo has nothing to do with the center, it's mainly the side, it's core area. So F13 can be big. Yes, H17, or if black want to be efficient, maybe attach, but it is on the side, not the center. I hope this example is clear. Yeah, let's say I was given a few examples about how to reduce the moyo. And I got this case, and this case is the one I have to talk about first, because this one has nothing to do with moyo. Or in general, nothing to do with moyo. Okay, now I guess we can come to the second case, and now we come to a real moyo case. Okay, yeah, this is the first real moyo case. I was asked about how to reduce the bottom like this. Okay, I have a question here to most of you. When black jump here, together with black, those, let's say the Q line, yeah, those stones there, do you agree at the bottom, below fourth line, as white, we shouldn't expect to destroy it anymore? Okay, that I don't mind. Yeah, you may say there's still ugly there. My question is, do you agree it is in general black territory? I'm saying in general, below fourth line. Okay, Brandon, we're gonna fight against it. All right. Okay, so here actually it depends on different people's attitude. If you say I disagree, bottom is black territory, well, then it will gonna generate a second question there. Do you think that thing is the biggest on the board? So you will need to work against it right away. If you really think that way, please invade that bottom right away. That's my answer to Brandon. Yeah, so if you think bottom is the biggest on the board, you'd better invade now. Question is actually here, is bottom the biggest? And also, you invaded now. Have you invaded how much you're gonna suffer? I believe you will not gonna die, but how much you're gonna suffer? Yes, yeah, let's say to most of people, yeah, I guess we know that here, D2 is huge. Okay, and also we in general agree. Okay, earlier I asked that question. That question is very important. If yeah, top side yeah seems to be bigger. It's wide, right? Yeah, that's the widest area. So actually, even if you say bottom is invadable, you wouldn't do anything. So in general, black we're gonna keep expanding it. Then, for example, earlier Brandon doesn't agree. I guess Brandon now you agree. At the bottom, we shouldn't dream about to invade it anymore, right? Ah, okay. Yeah, about okay, about that question about the wide area and D2. Okay, I'm gonna answer that thing first, maybe. Here about D2, this is a relatively urgent move compared to the top side because there are two reasoning. First, if white doesn't do anything, for example, if white play move on the top side, black can invade the corner right away and push. And this can be really painful for white. So here, about this one, you need to have some related knowledge. So if white, we're gonna kick here, like this all the way, now black, we're gonna cut. And this can be really problematic for white. And so if you want to prevent that cutting point, actually you'll also be annoyed because then you'll not be here. Honey, connect, Connect here. Now black climb. White is actually in some kind of dilemma. Because if white honey from here to actually aiming to enter the bottom, this is black center. Unlike this, black corner is already alive. Then black can defend the bottom. You won't get anything at the bottom. And if you say here, okay, so I need to thread your corners leaving, I'm gonna descend. Black will next attack you, which you cannot honey from the inside. You have to honey from here and tiger. And so basically, black is alive instantly like this. And you can see actually your group is kind of eyeless. In the future, black can come to attack you. This is how serious this Sansan invasion is. Yes, and so normally when this kind of Sansan invasion happens, what the reaction is, let's go. Yeah, you have to answer it like this. Then you understand that's why here white really doesn't want black to invade here. That's the first. Second, so white jump here, you already know white gets the corner. And the second thing is actually now before black adding a move in the center, white still have this kind of invasion. So that D2 is actually a helper. Did you see how big that D2 is and how urgent it is? That is the reasoning. Here you play the D2, not the top side. You have a specific reasoning. So to state, I'm sorry, the president, we are actually in emergency. We need some special fund for it, rather than a normal big issue, a normal big national issue. You understand me? Yeah, this is an emergency. Just like normally when there's a hurricane. Yes, normally, yeah, let's say here, yeah, this is what I have told many of my students. Black jump up, you jump down to answer. That's right in most of the cases. In some cases, when, for example, black moyo is bigger than this, and so you need to alert about it, you may also consider to answer this high move. That's also a possibility. Okay, but here, yeah, I will continue from here then. So like this, okay, we will continue then. So even Brandon agrees, like this, we wouldn't even imagine to invade black at the bottom anymore. So basically, by the bottom, below fourth line is already black territory. I want to tell you, actually, it's actually kind of logical for white. As white, if you are white, you actually prefer the bottom to be black territory. Two reasons. Sorry, actually three. Yes. So here, F2 will be your free end again, like this. So you're gonna increase your corner and decrease him. That's one. Second, this kick he has to answer. You get that kick for free, which will actually increase the chance for you to get the corner. And third, your honey, he dare not cut you because how can he endure this artillery to reduce his size and help you yourself to reduce his bottom? So very likely he wouldn't do this. He will have to nobby, and that will gonna increase the chance for you to get the right side. From all those things, you actually wanted the bottom to be black territory. If you are also getting something equivalent, that is. Okay, so okay, doesn't matter. Like this, the important thing is once again, define what is moyo. So earlier I have mentioned a real moyo needs to be something big, and so you have to invade. Here, and normally we say center is not big. Please don't forget about those two parts, all right? Q2, huh? I hope you have a plan at Q2, if you play at Q2. So you plan to invade the bottom. You don't agree bottom is black territory. I guess earlier I have mentioned enough reasoning on why you prefer black to have the bottom. Yes, okay. So Q2 could be a move if you have a concrete plan. Let's say, for example, together with the possibility of invading an M3. That's a possibility. But white doesn't want it, especially on this board. White doesn't want it because white wants black to have the bottom as territory as the three interests he can have after we confirm black is bottom territory. I guess that's clear. Okay, yeah, you never thought about a moyo in this way. I will give you something more. Okay, earlier I have mentioned a moyo needs to be something really big, so you have to invade it. That's a real moyo. And second, a real moyo normally based on at least a side as his core area. But now we have a problem because we define, yeah, as most of you have agreed already, bottom below fourth line is already black territory. Do you know at this moment something dramatic has happened? When we agree with that, actually I mark him too. We have a border here. So above the border and below the border, imagine there are two countries, two different countries, and that's the border. Can you imagine that? That's two, not one, from the moment when we say bottom below fourth line is his territory. I'm sorry, let's not talk about that yet, because here, bottom has been separated into two. Okay? Bottom has been separated into two. We have agreed bottom below fourth line is black territory already. Okay, so bottom is black territory below fourth line. Could you tell me what it is for black above the fourth line? Above the fourth line, yes. What it is? Can I call that thing a moyo? Yeah, I know potential is fine, but remember earlier we have talked about the definition of moyo. Can we talk about this black above fourth line as moyo? Less than 10 is too exaggerating. I think it's more than 10, but doesn't matter. It's about definition. So basically, is that thing big enough? Is that thing big enough? You have to do something against it. Yes, doesn't matter. Yeah, you may define it as any word, but you didn't answer my question. Is that moyo? Do we need to do anything against it, or is that thing big enough so we have to do something against it? That's not anything big anymore, right? Because okay, look at it. Here, black has two ways. We just keep the line there. If black say, I want to make it territory as quickly as possible, then he will gonna add a stone here, right? And then he will probably add a, yeah, he still need to add a stones. He probably add a stone here. And under the premise, we have that border. Okay, so in the center, how many points does he get? 20 something? He played two moves also, get 20 something. Is that big? You understand me? If black say, I'm not in any hurry, I'm gonna, yeah, 10 per move, not so big. I'm gonna expand it. Doesn't matter, you can expand it. You eventually, at some point, you need to close the door, right? Let's say here you close the door like this. You play 3 moves, we still keep the border. How many points did you get? 35 something? Maybe around, I would say around 35. You get 35, you play 3 moves. And never forget this simple fact. Here I said you get 35 by playing 3 moves. You may say, okay, each move values about a number. I want to tell you that's not entirely true. Because who has promised you that you're gonna play 3 moves in a row and I'm gonna completely ignore you? If, for example, at this moment, what come to you, you are gonna have a lot less. That's the difficulty of making center territory. Did you see this fact? This is actually the important one. If the opponent promises you, okay, you just make territory, I'm not going to interfere you, you can actually get that picture. But who promised you? Do you understand me? Okay, so I'm basically saying like this, that area is no longer moyo. So how to reduce it? my best suggestion is do nothing. Why? It is small. And actually, if you want to do something against it, basically you have a weak group there. You have a weak group there. The opponent, through the attacking, he can easily occupy the rest of the board, or let's say he will get advantage in the rest of the board. That is actually more dangerous. You would rather you get it yourself. Okay, I hope from this example you understand how you're supposed to analyze this kind of moyo. So there, yeah, even if it is a moyo looking thing based on a side, you have to ask yourself that question: do I still have any intention against his side? If I don't, basically I can define his side as territory already. Then this thing is actually not scary. You can let him expand. Exactly, yes. Because basically, remember, we have defined this. A weak group is minus point. So you invite him to take away his potential points. It's not necessarily your gain because he gets points or you get minus points. Basically, it's the same thing. So you invade there, you to take away his potential points. Remember, you didn't take it because you were gonna pay him back. Okay, that is important. You said this thing still scares you. What I have talked about earlier is about how you're supposed to rationally judge about it. But if you say, I cannot really overcome the step of this kind of emotional factor, that is another story. So that is basically about how you're gonna persuade yourself to be rational, to do the right thing, rather than to follow your feeling. That's something has nothing to do with Go itself. But I agree that is a big step. Yes, Go is a pure rational game that emotions are supposed to play any role in decision making. Not any. If he is on the table here, someone named emotional is on the table in the cabinet meeting for the decision making, we're supposed to politely invite him out. We may say, your word is heard. Thank you, please get out. Actually, we're gonna ignore his opinion. That's, as a Go player, that's something we have to be able to. Otherwise, we will not be good player. Emotions is never a part of decision making. Never, I'm saying. Sometimes you have your feeling, and let's say you say, I'm human, I have a feeling, I cannot really rule it out. What I should do? Doesn't matter. For example, about this bottom thing, this scares you, right? How are you gonna persuade yourself to do the right thing, or what are you how you gonna make the right decision? Just ask yourself, is it really scary? As a knowledge I have learned, okay, how we should analyze about this kind of thing. Okay, is that a real moyo or not? Just everything I've told you earlier. That is actually to help you to be away from being emotional. So what is, let's say, the enemy of emotions? Rationality. That's it. Just use all the all your rationales, the logics to defeat the emotions. Okay, I guess about this example that is already clear. If this is clear, I'm gonna proceed to the next. Okay. I guess the next one is a similar one, just it's from a rather weird variation. Yeah, this is a variation I've never seen before. Okay, so from the last example, I guess this, about how to reduce this one is easier to answer now, right? So basically, we still ask that question. Is bottom black territory? Is that the biggest? Okay. About this bottom, consider black doesn't have a stone at f7 yet. I have to say here, this invasion remains as a possibility because white has, after this invasion, white has jumped out and the connection from the under. This is a possibility. So we can't easily say bottom is black territory yet. However, second question is valid. Is that the biggest at the moment? Yes, S7 we're gonna make it difficult like this. Okay, imagine, so if like this, there's F7 stone, you still invade here, and the black, for example, do like this to prevent your connection. You jump out with that F7, he can actually seal in, right? And are you still confident to live? That's a function of F7. So after black have the F7, we say as white, you shouldn't consider about the emission too much anymore. Yeah. Can we deny first? Yes, we can play d9 first. That is definitely a possibility. If you think left side is big, yes, I would say that is definitely an idea. But did you see that? No matter you play here or you play at k17 or k16, doesn't matter. I guess now we agree we shouldn't do anything at the bottom because that's not the biggest. And also there's another thing earlier I have mentioned. Black like this, his bottom, we agree it is his territory, but actually we are the one that is happy. Because when bottom is territory, first, we will in the future get this user for free. This is our simple benefit. And second, we agree bottom below fourth line is take his territory, we automatically get a border here. And then the rest, let's say above the line here, is not scary anymore. So we don't need to care about it anymore. So it's basically, this is actually as wide. Yeah, you may say this is something I worry about or I feel scared about. But actually, this is as wide exactly what you want. So here, you just, just behave as if nothing has happened. Because bottom is already not big anymore. That's the reality. So I was given two similar examples. Yeah, I'm very thankful for that because now we get to know about this kind of what we call valley. What we call valley, okay. I'm typing now. Yeah, this kind of valley structure, this kind of thing is normally not so scary at all. I hope that this is clear. Okay. All right, so now we can come to a different example. I think I was given this one. Okay, this time I guess our topic has to be different. Is this a moyo? This is not a moyo, okay? So basically, is invading the top side still a possibility to black? This is actually the first question we need to ask. Yeah, okay, doesn't matter. Those who said yes, how you gonna start there? If, okay, let's forget about the whole board situation or the, let's say, here, what is reasonable to do? We only talk about the invasion on the top side. How black we're gonna start? Okay. Brandon, that's slightly off topic. I'm sorry. We are talking about how black we're gonna invade the top side. Yeah, we forget about the whole board. We only talk about if black we're gonna invade the top side. How? We temporarily forget about the top. Yeah, forget about this whole board. How black we're gonna choose. I'm 16. Okay, I'm 16 is a little bit too much to ask, I guess. Okay, I can see that. I don't know. Okay, yeah, I can see some of you have mentioned H17. Someone has mentioned M17 and M18. For those who have suggested M17, I have to give a warning here. You're supposed not to imagine here what we're just gonna press you, because he has just prepared a few stones on the right. So very likely he's gonna close the door here. And you're gonna run towards his army. So I guess this can be way too dangerous. Okay, and now we talk about this one. Okay, okay, let me see who's the, okay, H17, okay, Jamie. Okay, you suggested this one. This area is a relatively empty area, but here we have a problem. The problem is on the top left corner, if white has some forcing moves there. And when this thing happens, basically you are forced to run in general towards that direction, and you're gonna face to white strong shape that actually you have to imagine that is actually stronger than the current shape. Yeah, because while black has just attached at B14, that's not a very strong shape there. So basically, for example, we can easily imagine D15 Nobi is white center against the corner. So life like this, I wouldn't say it's impossible, but life like this can be difficult. Okay, so normally when we say invasion here, yes, it should start from here. Yeah, and then, for example, yeah, relying on that stone, yeah, you may get this kind of invasion. Like this, on the top side, black may get some base or some eye shape. Yeah, this is a possibility. So this, at least this possibility exists. Just never forget, when black does this, black has made some investment. So basically, we know that, yeah, white basically have this corner as Sene, so black corner has already become smaller. This is black investment. Okay, but this is a possibility, which means top side is not white territory yet. Can black live locally like this? I guess to different person, you may get a different answer. You ask me, I would say I'm confident to live locally like this. Yes, I'm sorry, I have to answer like this. For example, you may easily answer as, I'm not confident, although you are. Yeah, that's very possible. Or if you show this to Mr. Cho may tell you, why you ask the question, isn't black already have twice? Yeah, he might answer you like that. Yeah, so you ask different people, they will give you a different answer. But if you ask me, I would say, in general, I believe black should be confident. Because, yeah, surrounding area, there is enough space. Yeah, and that's the correct answer. That is about how much you have experienced. And according to your experience, so you may actually kind of get in what kind of shape likely you're going to live, and in what kind of shape likely you're going to die. Yeah, that is about experience. Okay, but now we just know there is such a possibility existing. So top side may not be white territory yet. Okay, and we are facing to this. Okay, I have a second question here. Just saying if white get a move somewhere in the center, between those two stones, do you think then the entire top side, let's say white, those two stones together with the stone in the center will all be white territory? You understand my question? You don't understand my question. My question is, for example, yeah, let's say white add a stone there, and so those two marked spots is white border and white says above that is all my territory. Oh, answer is no to my question. Okay, I get it. Okay. Okay. So the answer is no. All right. Why the answer is a no? Why you disagree? Yeah, you said no. So what is it? Too much space, too few stones. Okay, that is very good. So yeah, we normally call, yeah, let's say white might actually say you dare invade the top side. You dare invade the top side, I'm gonna kill, or you're gonna invade the center, I'm gonna kill it. And that is something I would say white might be a little bit too confident, but at least unless I'm gonna play a game with this white player, I can't prove it. But there's one thing we can easily prove, and as it says, so here, white just say he plays stone at J9, it is all his territory. We can see clearly the three marked stones there. The gap is pretty wide. So if as black, we just, for example, come over here, how can he control us? So this is what we call, you know, in the world there are some big countries. Big countries has long borders, and when you have that kind of long border, you will have to put more soldiers to defend your border. Otherwise, there can easily be some invaders or illegal immigrants because the border is too long and it's difficult to defend. And when the border is that long, that difficult to defend, you don't need to hurriedly invade it because he cannot really steal it as his territory anyway. Is that understandable? So here, as black, to play somewhere in the center is unnecessary. Don't think about it. Black should think about it. Should I invade him or should I not invade him? That's it. Reduction is not a topic here. You don't need to, because even if he play a move, you can still reduce it. So here, either you invade it deeply or you do nothing against it. For example, yeah, I very much like this C13 idea. So let's say this is still the idea. I will first limit his size, make sure his size is not too big. Yeah, well, I'm actually getting something myself as black, right? Limit his size. Yeah, so if, for example, if white not be here, tiger, turn here. Okay, like this. Now, actually, we get to create, for example, a cutting point here. Okay, and I have seen a German tournament, I think. There are some players who directly does like this. So to try to embarrass the opponent, I would say. Yeah, that's a function of that cutting point, just to say. And you can see here, no matter what kind of action you're gonna take, because those two stones, the distance is really wide, you are not in any hurry. You can still do it, reduce it later. Yes, okay, so here the thing is, white, for example, play a move in the center around that marked spot. It doesn't necessarily mean the entire top side is white territory. but it will definitely decrease the chance for black invasion. I mean, the chance for black invade and live a lot, right? Because white we're gonna have one more stone. So if black say, I deny that you have the top side as your territory, you'd better invade it now. And if white get a stone at marked spots, it will be too late, and then you can only consider to reduce. Because if you still invade, white has that stone already waiting at the door, it's too dangerous. So yeah, if you invade now or forget it. And when I say invade, I'm saying invade the side, because why we say a moyo has a side, the side is the core area, because this kind of moyo, you take away the center, and if, for example, this kind of moyo, you just come to reduce and take away the center, well, the opponent still keeps the side. The opponent doesn't feel the pain. He still say, I still keep the core area, well, I still have a lot of territory to compete with you on territory. He doesn't feel the pain. But if you take away the side, he only has center exist, and it's even actually difficult for him to actually seal because the border is too long. The opponent can easily be in territory panic. I guess you can imagine that, right? So if you do so, if you say I'm gonna invade the moyo, yeah, and it's still possible to invade directly to the core area, you should consider that, definitely, or forget it. I guess that's clear? Okay, yeah, so, okay, I was given this question. I hope I answered this question. Once again, if I guess the one who asked this question wants me to suggest where to play in the center, and I'm sorry, my answer is not to play in the center because it's too wide. Okay, I'm gonna proceed now, all right? Okay. This is that one, I'm sorry. So it should be this one. Okay, so now we come to actually, let's say one of the example from, let's say one of my student tournament game. I think this is one of my student tournament game. Yes, and what do you think about this black structure at the bottom? Okay. Yeah, so actually the question, actually Brandon answered me right away. My question is this a moyo? And if you remember earlier how we defined it, so you only need to ask a question. Is this thing big enough so I have to do something against it, either invasion or reduction, or I don't need to do anything? That's the criteria. Yeah? But is that a moyo? I only see one answer so far. The rest, they are just expressing, this is so outstanding. This is so good. Jamie, so you wouldn't invade this thing. Do you know if you wouldn't invade this thing, how many points is there? Ah, where you plan to build white? I understand you're gonna reduce, but where you're gonna build white? And also, actually here, you would reduce it. When you say you would reduce it, basically you are saying you're gonna do something against it. If it is not a moyo, you are saying I'm not gonna do anything against it. No emission, no reduction. Then you are saying that is not a moyo. If you say you're gonna reduce it, you are saying that is a moyo because you need to make it smaller. Well, actually, I've never counted exactly how much is it. I only have an approximate number. I would say 80 is definitely exaggerating. It definitely doesn't have 80 yet. Or you mean if black, we're gonna have everything there by playing 2 moves in a row? It is 80, like that. If you say black play the 2 moves in a row, there might be such a possibility. Yeah, okay. I guess if you give black 2 moves in a row, yes, there is such a possibility. What lines do you use? 48. Okay, you have that accurate number. I don't think I have that accurate number, but that number is close, I would say. Yeah, probably 50 also, as for solid points. Okay, but I guess we agree this thing is too big and we cannot possibly ignore it as well, right? Do we agree with this? Okay. Okay. Okay, in that case, then we come to our second question, and this second question is difficult. I can directly tell you it's difficult. So we have to do something. I guess I'm not going to ask this question because I will directly answer. I guess we want to evade this thing. We are suiciding because black surrounding is too strong. We invade the, let's say, at the bottom, it's definitely suiciding. The only thing we can do is to reduce it. Question is how and where we should reduce it. And do you know here what we have to do when this question is asked? You are directly talking about where to play. I personally suggest before that, you need to take a step. And I'm wondering, do you know what is the step you need to take? That's pretty good. But there, yeah, George, before that, there's one more step. No. Forcing moves, where? Black too strong, he got no weakness, are you sure? Still, there's one question must be answered, and none of you have mentioned yet. But it's a simple one. Okay, that's a good one, yes. First, we need to know what is the whole board situation for now. How many points does each set have? And how many points, so according to the situation, we can let black have? That is a question must be answered before you take any action. Otherwise, you say, well, I believe what I did is right. Okay, everything is right as I planned it. At the end, crap, I don't have enough points. Yeah, that is the right answer. So before we do anything, count. Yeah, a Go player needs to be a good planner. So here, no matter if you like it or not, you have to count before you take any action. Mm. Okay? That means, so why like something like 50 to 55 plus top left corner. Top left, we can probably, because J17 almost lost his function, consider black shape is that strong there, you may only count white has a Hoshi, and you may just assume that's about 10 points, that's it. So something like white has 60 to 65. And black on the top side has something like 8 points. So what is white target? I hope that's clear. White need to limit the bottom at about 55. Well, white, if white doesn't increase anything. If your counting is not accurate, the only way is to do it more often rather than I don't rely on my counting anymore. Because in the game, especially if you do not play on Titan and so you use that kind of Titan tool to help you, who else can help you? The only one that can help you is yourself. You have to do it. So you need to practice that. Okay, but doesn't matter. So here, I guess we get our target. So how much we will need to limit black at the bottom, right? Okay, that's the first. And second, if we want to do anything against the black, if black really, as you have mentioned, there's no weakness, that's rather difficult to do anything, right? Because then we can hardly even know where to start. Is there anything we can actually ask him a question, for example? And so that will be our guideline about where we should go next. Is there any such a thing existing? Okay, it looks like I cannot possibly finish all my examples about moyo. Okay, I try my best. Okay, that's a very good one. So turn at D6. This is basically a question. Okay, and I have a question here. If black choose to honey, here, does this move show you any direction on how you're supposed to play next as white? Also, based on the counting result, do you have any idea what white should do now? Cut. Okay. Clamp. Okay. Okay. F8 sounds like a good idea. Note, okay, if you play clamp, the opponent just when you play clamp, don't expect the opponent will gonna knob it. The opponent very likely will gonna connect. This will gonna hurt your chance to actually enter his moyo. I would say F8 is a better idea, but I have a question here. Because when you keep here, you shouldn't expect that the opponent will always answer you. Are you really confident about the opponent just attack you like this? For example? Or maybe he will gonna attack you with a bigger scale like this. You will always want to climb. I still have to say, if you make this exchange, that will gonna hurt your chance. You always want to climb. Okay, that's a possibility, but then do not play the clam, please. You may just consider to play somewhere in the center. Okay, but like this, it looks like that F8 stone is a little bit too deep, right? I'm not saying you're gonna die. I'm saying you can easily suffer, and that can easily affect the top left corner, that Hoshi, because you have a very long way to actually manage your group, and so this will be a long attacking. About N10, I don't think any black player will gonna answer you. Or, I mean, let's say if you peep here, I can easily imagine black counterattack. Yeah, so that's difficult. Okay, D10. Okay, so if you play D10 and a black cap, will you have enough? Or you have some specific plan? Okay, and about J10 here, the line might be about right. The problem is, here you played somewhere in the middle, but my question is the strength around here and the strength around here equal? Yes, so here you play right in the middle. Normally you play in the middle, basically you are saying the strength on both sides is about equal. Yeah, then you do like that. Otherwise, you're supposed to put your stones, let's say, lean to the weak side, if you understand me. So to prevent the opponent push you towards his strong wall. Okay. Gradually it is approaching. Yeah, Gina is approaching. Yeah, let's say here, if you ask me, I would probably play something like this. So you're eyeing at that cutting point and reduce his center. Actually, if I can win like this as white, I prefer this way. But this way, black center is too big. Yeah, I would say if you play like this or like this, they are the moves that are considerable. So basically, either you're eyeing at the cutting point and also you're eyeing at like E5. They can both be damaging. And about E5, the case is like, for example, I don't know here how black may answer. For example, if you make it like this, in the future, what you're gonna do might easily be push here, and you push forward again, because if he dare cut you, you're gonna cut off from here. That is the design here. You need to eye at that. And here you are not afraid about here. He's gonna cut you. You're gonna push forward. Okay, this is what we call it. You are eyeing at the cutting point. Yes, there's a lot of reading involved, but this is a situation white is facing to solve. We can't be lazy. If we say, let's just do something simple. Well, then you simply lose the game. I guess you will be sad about it. Let's take the chance when we can still do something. Let's do some work and try to win the game. Even if finally we lose, we say, we did everything we can, at least. Yes, but let's go. Go is a game. You have to come and read. Yeah, if you just say, I'd like to just relax, sit on my sofa and have some fun, drink some tea, While you play Go, you'd better just watch a movie, for example. Yeah, that's better relaxation. Go is not such a game, I guess. Yeah, I hope, yeah, let's say, I hope gradually, if, let's say, after my lecture, in a few months, you may actually come back to me, send me a bad message. After your lecture, I get to know Go a little bit more, and now you know what? I started enjoying reading. I want to tell you, that will be my best gift to you today. A good Go player need to enjoy reading, need to enjoy doing necessary work. Yeah, movies are easy, Go is hard, yes, isn't it? Okay, but doesn't matter. About that question, if you don't mind, I will answer very soon, all right? But let me first conclude about the moyo part because, okay, it's already impossible for me to finish all my examples. So I will gonna conclude about moyo here. Okay, so about moyo reduction, this part we have talked about some examples about moyo reduction. I hope you're gonna remember, it's not like whenever you face to something big, you call this is a moyo and you think about what I have to do. First, is that a moyo, even if it looks big? And how to define if it is a moyo? You have to ask yourself questions as, do I have to do something against it, either invasion or reduction? If not, that's not a real moyo. And if it is something only exists in the center, it doesn't have a side or a corner as its core area, about if that's a moyo, you should be highly suspect about if that's a moyo because unlikely it is. So if something is only exists in the center, normally we say it's supposed to be small. Okay, that's the first. Second, when it actually comes, okay, you say this is a moyo. This is a moyo. You still have to ask yourself then, do I have to do something now? Is that urgent? Is that urgent? For example, earlier I have given that example. The border is that long there. Even if it is a real moyo, you may not have to do anything because you do something now or you do something after he add a move there. It's not a big difference. You would rather just play a big move yourself elsewhere. And also make sure you yourself elsewhere will be solid because eventually you will need to reduce his moyo and you will have a big group. You need to make sure I only need to concentrate on that one thing, one important thing, and I will not be distracted. Yeah, that's the second. And the third, you say, I have to do something now. Remember, then we basically come to what we have just talked about. You have no choice but to count and read. That's necessary work. And because only by doing that, you know what is the right thing to do. You can't just enter the forest blindly like that. Yeah, then basically you have no idea where you're heading to. That can easily come to a disaster. I guess that's clear. That's what I want to conclude for you about how to reduce moyo. And yeah, actually I have two more examples, but I don't think we can finish here today because I'm already slightly over time and I have promised I will have a question and answer session. So, okay, that's what I want to conclude about moyo, the reduction of moyo. I hope that's clear. Thanks. Okay. Well, okay, yeah, in that case, okay, thanks. Okay, in that case, I guess about the lecture part today, we just finished here. And now, yeah, let's say I plan to have a 30 minutes question and answer session. And one already, yeah, let's say Lenny has already asked my question, and I will take that one as a start, okay? So, okay, for those of us who have no idea how to count, how would you recommend we start practicing? So basically, yeah, about your question, the counting you have mentioned, if I take this example, I have to ask you a question. Are you able to count here? How many points does white have? on the entire board? Not really. Okay. Okay, I give a rather simpler one again. Are you able to count on the top side, black, that is small group? How many points is there? So the N18 group. You're able to, huh? How about Lemmy? Because you're the one who asked the question. Sorry, no, that's some, yeah, that's kind of off. Okay, 7 points is close, but still I have to say so because that is something you need to be able to count accurately. No, it doesn't matter. You ask the question. Okay, here I will first help you on how to count that. So normally on that area we will count everyone's, yeah, let's say all the sente moves. So there we know that, for example, white push is sente, black needs to block. And white Kosumi is very likely white sente because if black Tanuki, we push here and this black group is locally not even alive yet. So here, so normally we consider that one as white center here. And then you can in general count points. So here in this kind of first line, normally you count decent. And here in the very worst case, black can at least decent here, right? So here inside you can count how many points black have. Black in total have 8 points there. So this is 8 to 9 because there is a good chance black might actually get the push. So to expand, and the Q19 will be a point that we're gonna make it 9. So that area is 8 to 9. Because here, yeah, we can only estimate because we really don't know who will get R18. Likely in the future, black is the one who will get it, but there is a small chance white might get the block. And also there is also a chance in the future when we play that area you said, black might even jump and block in order to reduce white as much as possible. In that case, black is 8, and we don't know. There's those kind of possibilities. So we say 8 to 9 is, yeah, if your answer is 8 or 9, I would say they are about right. 7 is off. 7 is not very off, but consider that's something easy to count. I have to say 7 is off. 3 to 4 is way off. Sorry. Okay. Okay, yeah, about that book, I don't know much about it. But basically, this is how you're supposed to count it. If you are able to count that, then gradually, I believe, for example, white bottom left corner, you should also be able to count it. So basically, we say here at the bottom left corner, this is black center. Okay, that's it. And white at least can keep this border. And inside of white at least has this border. So here with, and also this is a factor need to be considered. So we say white has 7 to 8. Sorry, if white capture that stone, then yeah, then it's 9. So 7 to 9. So if you say 8, I would say that's about right. Yeah, I'm sorry, 7 to 10 actually, because if you capture that stone, then yeah, B1 is also a point there. So 7 to 8. So if you say 8 to 9, that's about right. Okay, is this example clear? Yeah, about the bottom left, how you're supposed to count? You just count there. Okay, at least I have those border. Okay, and about something, I can easily expand. You can in general count it half, for example. And you don't need to have an accurate number about those kind of expanding area. So that about that area, you may just say approximately something like that. I hope that's clear about the bottom left corner. Okay, if you say you want to practice this kind of counting, yeah, you should start with, okay, I have given the example, bottom left corner, top side, those kind of small pieces. You start with those kind of small pieces. And let's say those kind of uncertain factor, for example, on the top right corner R18 or S18, bottom left corner C2, you may start with those that has none of those kind of uncertain factors, or maybe just one as a start. Yeah, I don't know about the book that is introduced here, but if you ask about my advice, I would say you can actually take any shape. Let's say, for example, from either your game or your friend's game. But remember, after you have in general accounting, you'd better actually ask a stronger player about, am I right on this? Ask. And on those kind of small pieces of territory, you'd better give an accurate number, not, let's say, it's probably 10, or that's probably 15. Yeah, on those, you'd better give a number that is at least close to the right number. I guess that's clear. Okay. Yeah. All right. Okay. Let's continue. Yeah, I plan to take 30 minutes. We still have like 25 minutes. Let's continue. Yeah. If anyone has any questions, it can be about the lecture. It can be anything Go related. Yeah. Don't. Yeah. Let's concentrate on Go at least though. When the throw appear there, follows the flow and ended up playing passively. So how do you think about the passive play with the correct consideration of the flow? Okay. Um, the flow of the game, basically, you are basically talking about a foreseen future, a tendency of the game. That's my understanding. That's my understanding about what you said. I would say that is important, but if that will gonna cause your problem on passively playing, I'd rather you concentrate on solving playing passively. But okay, you also need to actually figure out why you played passively. Is that because you concentrate on the flow of the game, or it is because you want to avoid risk? Yeah, because most of the players who play passively, it is when the opponent come to threat you and you felt threatened, and your reaction will be how should I answer? How should I protect myself? Well, you directly neglect the possibility on can I fight against it? Can I counterattack it? That's most likely the phenomenon to those who play Go passively. And I ask you a question: are you able to answer this about, let's say, what exactly the kind is your problem? Galusi, huh? Yeah. Ah, is that because you follow the flow of the game, so you play it passively, or it is because you actually want to avoid risks? You worry about something, therefore you choose to play passively and let the opponent get. Which, yeah, which case is yours? Okay. So basically, you are saying you play passively because you concentrate on the flow of the game. Yeah, that is a problem then, because then basically you are following your opponent's intention and you are follow his thinking. Well, you basically lost your own logic. Yeah, that is that is actually exactly the problem of passive players, because when the opponent is threatening you, yeah, so he's coming here, he say, hey, give me something, give me that, that is what I want. Yeah, if you just follow his own logic, you're gonna think about I give or I don't give. Only there's no such thing as you ask me, you give me that, that is on yours. I want that. You're gonna directly neglect that option when you follow how he think. Do you understand me? And that actually supposed to be, yeah, when he asks yeah, from you something, he's threatening, your first reaction normally should be, is there any possibility I can actually counterattack him or to threat him as a response? Because as a Go player, normally I would say our way to actually to be a better player is always we are trying to find out our every single move strongest possible. Remember, strongest possible to worse. That is our criteria to our every single move. By doing that, we will gradually get the balance and we will gradually become better because sometimes we actually play the move that looks pretty strong, looks actually even the strongest, but it doesn't work. Then it's not possible. Then the next time you're gonna know, all right, so here actually I can only go this far. That's what I can do, not more than that. Okay, but your first consideration is supposed to be the strongest response, rather than you directly neglect that and think about how should I just answer him, how should I deal with the trouble. When you are following the opponent thinking, that is the main problem in your thinking. You directly neglected the strongest, and you didn't even check if that's possible or not. So sometimes you missed the strongest move. Yeah, so let's say in Go, those two logics has to coexist as what is he thinking about and what do I want to do? You know, those two logics need to coexist. You can't just focus on one. Yeah, that's basically let's say my answer to your question and what I can suggest. Okay, no problem. Please remember, you're supposed to think about your every single move strongest possible. So when the opponent comes to attack you or to come to threat you, your first reaction should be, can I fight against him? Can I counter him? Rather than how should I answer? Okay, yeah, okay. So next question, please. Recently briefly covered it, but I only give one possible answer. The patterns is extremely common. Can I? Oh yeah, one moment. All right. So you have control now. Please show. Yes. Yes. Huh. Okay. Okay. This kind of question actually happens pretty often. Yeah. The opponent does something wrong, and how should I punish? Okay. B was one answer. All right. That's interesting. What do you mean B was one answer? So you are saying C and D are answers too? No. Or in most of the cases, no. I'm sorry, have you finished your question? Is that all? Is that your question? So I can answer now? Yes, okay, that is your question. I get it. Okay, if you don't mind, I will take over the control, all right? Okay, thanks. All right. I want to tell you B is the only answer. B is the only answer here, and B is in general the punishment to white A here. And why is that? Because here, let's say like this, Sansan invasion is still open, right? So for example, when white, no matter white shoulder or white counter pincer like this, for example, the corner can still be invaded. When white played here, Okay, this exchange. Okay, I have to show you another corner. In this Fuseki, at the bottom left corner, black, this slide is mainly because if black here just simply do two space extension, when black kick and black come here to pincer, in theory, this black group is not secure yet. So in other words, this is not enough space to live in the local area. And so if black has played the Sakema, Kosumi, like this, so basically that marks the stone is an expansion of his space. So black will gonna have enough space to live in the local area. Okay, but now let's do a comparison here. Black already have a pincer stone. White still makes this kind of exchange. Earlier, that schema was an expansion of his space, so he will gonna have enough space to live. Now, you only have the expansion, you don't have the two space extension itself. This will not gonna bring white a local living space itself at all. And white will gonna lose the San evasion. Why does white want to do that? That is why here, when we come to this corner, we say this move, your mark is B. This is the only punishment. And if you say, can I play at C, for example, then the opponent takes the corner. First, your intention has failed already. Now, white get the corner. His group is settled. Earlier, your pincer, you want to keep white insecure. It has failed already. That's the first. And the second, in Go, we can always do an analysis as, we switch the order of the moves and see if there's any error. So here, I'm gonna change the order of the moves. So this is move number one. Black take the Hoshi. White approach. Imagine black just onside came. Black didn't pincer, black onside came. And white came here. Black counter pincer, this variation exists. And white Kosumi here is Fuseki. At this moment, it is important. Black should have played at A and seal white in. So white get the corner, black get the outside influence. However, at this moment, black play two space extension, let white get out, and black cannot seal white in. Basically, white get the corner and black didn't get the outside influence. How can black possibly accept this? That is why here C and D are not considerable, and B is the only answer. I hope that's clear. Okay, thanks. Okay, all right, okay, so I guess that's my answer to this one. Let's continue. I still have like 10 minutes. Anyone? Yeah, please. Brandon, I don't understand that question. What to do with what you count? Okay, but yeah, you can ask next. It's fine. But I don't understand Brandon's question. What to do with what you count? What do you mean exactly? If you're 10 points ahead, should be. Aha! Okay. Okay, I will tell this first then. Okay, I will tell this first then. Remember, the best way to play Go, no matter what kind of situation you are at, is to play normal. You are leading, you're gonna play normal. You are behind, you will also play normal. The difference is only the different kind of normal. The difference here can only be when I'm leading, I will take the normal choice that has less risk. It can't possibly, however, in order to avoid risk, I just intentionally play passively and let me lose something. Then basically you are saying I have 10 bucks in my pocket, I'm spending it. I want to tell you that is not sustainable. You have to play normal, which means the variation you're gonna choose will not gonna lose you anything. It is still equal here, and so your 10 points leading will be maintained. And when you are 10 points behind, you will still in general play normal, but you're gonna choose those variations that you're gonna face more risks. Here the topic is not about aggressive or passive, it's about risks. But no matter, you take more risk or you take less risk, you're supposed to play normal. Unless you say, I play normal, I can no longer win the game. Then you have to go over the line. But when you are leading, you definitely never go over the line. You're gonna play normal. But remember, you don't play passively, so you're gonna lose something. Yeah, that is my answer. Remember, it is about risks. It's not about aggressive and passive. And actually, many people believe playing aggressively may not be something bad. Playing passively is bad. I want to tell you, neither of them is good. The only way that is good is to do things normal. Yes, no matter what happens, your criteria will be you're gonna play the strongest move possible. Difference is if I can see I have two moves, they are about equal as how strong it is. One, it will gonna bring to more risks. The other one, it bring to less risk. What am I gonna do? Then the situation tells you. Yeah, if you are leading, you're gonna choose the one that takes less risk. If you are behind, you're gonna take the one that takes more risk. But you always play the strongest move possible. That's it. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So yes. You can have control one moment. Yes. Your control now, please. What? Okay. 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 I already understand the question. Okay. And you're black. Okay, thanks. Okay. No. That is not Fuseki. You mean at the game so far, if you could have done something better? Oh. Okay, the rest is fine, but your tiger at f5 is rather slow. Your that shape at the bottom left corner before f5 is considered as a very strong shape. And because it is a very strong shape, why you need to add a move there? To make it stronger? You are considered as a strong shape. I don't think you messed up because, okay, to be honest, here, if I talk about this situation, it prefers black. Not by much, but it prefers black because you played as black. You played one slow move. Your opponent did something, did a few moves that is more wrong than what you have done. So his push at d4, his approach at r5, they are both wrong. And you just played that f5 slow, one slow move. So if we just count about the mistakes, you actually made less mistakes. You are leading the game. Okay. Um, have you read about letter? If he dare peep there, your first consideration should be, can I counterattack it? Could you go back to F5, please? Yeah, what you should do? Pincer him. Yeah, no, you should pincer him. Okay. Pincer him. Yeah, why you tanuki? Pincer him. He's a weak stone. No, yeah, that move, pincer him. Yes. That's my question. Have you considered about to counterattack him rather than he peep I connect? Remember this is a procedure. Whenever facing to the opponent peep, the peep has just came. Your first reaction should be, can I do anything rather than I connect? Can I do anything? Yeah, have you read about the letter here? Can you see it? You have the letter. Yes, you have the letter. So he dare not peep you. This is something you have to read. Remember, that's a procedure on peep. When you got peeped, your first reaction is, can I fight against it? Rather than you just answer, peep, answer, like reaction. That is also the case when you are the one who is about to peep the opponent. Remember, you have to ask the opponent that question. Do you understand me? You have to ask yourself, if I peep, will my opponent counter me rather than he just connect? If no letter, sorry, give me a moment. Please go back to peep. If no letter. Yeah, okay. If no letter, you just connect here. You just connect. Yeah. Now, if no letter, you just connect. Is this necessarily bad to you? Your wall, okay. I want to tell you how strong your wall is. First, your wall has a came at C2, so at the bottom left corner, C2 is a big move itself, and you're gonna get I shape. That's first. And second, on the left side, for example, you are not very much under pressure, you may choose to came at E9. That is kind of forcing because you are aiming at C9, so you're gonna control the left side. Or if you are kind of, let's say, in a relatively emergency situation, you can push and push. You have those moves that you're sending. I can't see his group is stronger than you are, at least. And if his shape is stronger than you are, bottom left corner, you're that came and push on the fourth line, the opponent jump. That variation will no longer be Fuseki. So your group, I'm just saying your group is pretty strong in general. Yeah, so you shouldn't worry about it. For example, here, if I were black, I will simply jump K6. To me, black is attacking actually. Yes, because you have the left side, those forcing moves. You are attacking. I'm not saying, however, you're gonna kill it. I'm saying you are giving white pressure, and your intention is if eventually white will be forced to leave at J3, so to make two eyes narrowly at the bottom, that is your game. That's what you want out from the attacking. So you play natural big moves. You force white to leave intentionally with small moves, and he has no choice. If you can make that happen, you are excellent already. No problem. Sure. Okay, you don't want the last question. I can take one last. Okay, but I can take one last if it's not from Ina. Sure. Yeah, this will be the last one, I guess, for today. Yeah, okay, I understand. Thanks. What advice would you give to players around? Ah, that's too abstract. Huh. Okay, but okay, I try to answer that then. But yeah, that's a little too abstract. Basically, for anyone who try to become a better player, the following needs to be done. And it depends on how much time you have. You may actually downsize. You know, you can reduce the amount of the work, but in general, they should all be done. And I will mention from the most important to the least important. The most important thing will be to play games. Yeah, let's say it's you are a go player. You need to play a number of games in order to get better. That's natural. You need to get a practice. That's the top important one. The second important one might be, let's say, to work on some problems, either Sumigo, Tatsudi problems. Yeah, do some problems, and then yeah, if possible, you'd better actually read some pro games and follow, let's say, yeah, what the pro does, especially in Fuseki, that is. Yeah, you will need to learn Fuseki, and from that, you get the sense of direction in Fuseki. That's mostly when you're at 1, 2, 3Q, you will, yeah, let's say, what you can get from the pro game. When it comes to the middle game, it's too complicated. That can be difficult. So you can actually skip that part, but Fuseki, definitely. And one last part will be, if possible, you have played your games and you actually want to know what you have done right or wrong. Maybe you have some question, for example, some part you have no idea if you have done it right, or you may don't even know what to do. Those are the part, if possible, you'd better ask a stronger player for advices. And there's one thing I want to emphasize, that is about the game itself. Many people actually emphasize on how important, for example, Sumiko or Tatsudi problems are. I want to tell you, none of them is actually as important as reading in your own games. Yeah, because in your own games, there can easily be some kind of relatively complicated situations. And as I know, yeah, you may say, Sumiko is more important. When I'm in the game, it's too complicated. I'm not gonna do it. I want to tell that's the wrong way. That you actually, I'd rather you do the opposite. And sometimes you are actually, I know many of you are actually playing, for example, online games. And in online games, it can easily be, I do not have enough time to read. That is fine. It doesn't matter. But I hope you're gonna remember the part that you are pushed by time and you just hurriedly play the move that you're supposed to read in the game when if you have time, but you didn't really manage. That is a necessary work you should do after the game. And I want to tell you that is the best Sumigo than anything from any book, because that's your own game. And you have done some work during the game, but you didn't finish. Please finish it. That's a better practicing than any Sumigo. I just want to emphasize on that. Basically, this whole package, we call it hard work. In order to be a good player, you need to have some talent, and you need to have hard work. And many people will gonna concern about hard work as I need to do all those things, but he may easily neglect about the hard work in game, and that's why this is the part I want to emphasize. Okay, so about pro games, I can hardly tell if that's the first 30 moves, because how long Fuseki will be, it depends on different games. Some Fuseki, in some pro games, let's say directly at the first corner, the conflict has started and then Fuseki is over. For some games, Fuseki might last for 50, 60 moves. So I can hardly tell the number, it depends. Okay, but yeah, let's say in order to be a good player, please, on those parts, the most important one, never forget, is to play a number of games, a number of serious games. Sometimes you are unable to play a serious game because, for example, you are a student and you are facing 2 exams, or I have work and I have family, so I cannot really do them. Then I would rather you play some faster game. It's better than no games, but only doing problem. Games is the most important thing than anything else. Mm. Okay, good. Okay, no problem. Okay, I guess then in that case, we can probably finish here today. It's already like 3 hours. I hope you are not too tired. I'm not, but yeah, I guess some of you might be tired. And normally, as I know, after, let's say, after 2 to 3 hours, people's concentration can easily be off. So I suggest that we just finish here today. And yeah, thanks. And it's nice to talk to you, everyone. I hope we may talk again to each other in the near future. Okay? Thanks. Okay, so see you around. Have a nice day, and I will talk to you later. Okay? See you. Bye.